Have any announcements today? Anybody on anything? I have no public comments today. We do have a quorum present. Present and voting today, Precinct 1 is Commissioner Hatfield. Precinct 2 is Commissioner Timmons. Sims presiding. Precinct 3 is Commissioner Malden. Precinct 4 is Commissioner Ebarb. It is 9:01 a.m. here on the 13th day of August. We're in the historic Harrison County Courthouse here in Marshall, Texas. Our first item today will be from our auditor. Good morning, Ms. Haynes.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. You should have a copy of the June 2024 report. If you'll refer to page 1, you'll see the fund balance as of June 2024 is $38,312,546. Please keep in mind these are unadjusted and unaudited financials. On page 2 is a summary of the general fund. As of June 2024, we have collected $26,943,892 in comparison to 2023 at $23,482,200. That's an increase of almost $3.5 million or 14.74%. From an expense perspective, we have spent $18,678,760 in comparison to $16,212,100. That's an increase of almost $2.5 million or 15.21%. If you'll notice, the majority of that is in the public safety, and keep in mind that's where the Tex Warren invoice was paid.
For the radio towers, yeah, radio systems.
On page 3 is a summary of the net position. We have collected $8,265,132 more than what we have spent in FY24 in comparison to $7,270,100, or $7,270,100 in FY23. On page 4 is a summary of the Road and Bridge Fund. As of June 2024, we have collected $7,280,849 in comparison to $5,589,129. That's an increase of almost $1.7 million. Included in that is the resale of the motor graders. So that's why that's so much higher. And that's in the other financing options that you see. From a expense perspective, we have spent $6,663,821 in comparison to $3,374,204. That's an increase of almost $3.3 million. We had the payoff of the motor graders that we turned in addition to purchasing the 6 motor graders for $2 million. On page 5 is a summary of the net position for the road and bridge. We have collected $617,029 and more than what we have spent. In FY23, that was $2,214,925. On page 6 through 10 is a summary in comparison to budget by department for revenue. On pages 11 through 15 is a summary by department in comparison to budget for expenses. Page 16 is a summary of our debt, and of course we have 0 debt. That's all I have for the June report.
You guys have any questions for Ms. Haynes' administrative report? If not, we'll move on to item number 1. This is consideration and approval regarding line item transfers.
This line item transfer is significantly higher than what we normally do at this point. What I'm doing is trying to be more proactive and trying to get salaries in where we are having shortfall and netting it against where we have overages. So for this Commissioner's Court, I am requesting transferring $1,602,269.78. Also, keep in mind, Road and Bridge is moving monies around to cover how they're going to spend for the contract or the construction period too. So this is normally a significantly higher line item transfers than what we normally see.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second. Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Ebarb. Any questions or comments on line item transfers? If not, all in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, our motion passes 5-0. Next up, item number 2 is consideration and approval of payment of regular bills.
We are requesting payment of $573,975.06. There's no grants included in that. We did have a meeting with the confinement grant yesterday, and they said that we should be reimbursed for our expended funds by the end of the month. So we should have the majority of our money by that time.
Fantastic. Is there a motion to approve payment of our regular bills?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Malden. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, our motion passes 5-0. Item number 3 is consideration and approval of payroll for August the 2nd, 2024. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second. Motion by Commissioner Malden, second by Commissioner Ebarb. Any questions, comments on our payroll? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion passes 5-0. Item number 4 is consideration and action subject to ratification in open court, the approval of the transfer of funds to group health insurance for medical claims.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Ebarb, second by Commissioner Timmons. Just to note, this is a $300,000 transfer into our group health medical line item to pay medical claims since we are self-insured. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Ms. Haynes. Next up, Road and Bridge. Good morning, Mr. Davis.
Good morning, Your Honor. Commissioners, how y'all doing today?
Good. First up is your administrative report.
So right now, we're on Davidson Road on the west side. That's a 1.6 miles, so they should start lining it up and laying it down today. As soon as they're through there, they're gonna go to, might move them over to the east side to help out because our reclaimer keeps going down. In this heat, our equipment keeps faltering on us. So right now, our reclaimer's in the shop, so we're down to the rental reclaimer. We might move it over there. If our reclaimer should be up and going, we're gonna move it to Jones and Everett Road. But if not, we're gonna move it over to Fur Road, which is a road damage road. So as of right now, we got 7.5 miles completed. We're in process of 1.6 on Davidson and right at 4/10 on Person Road. So other than equipment failures, it's moving along pretty good. The weather's been very agreeable, a little too hot, but we're moving along. And with the net RMA project, it's moving along. They're a little past the halfway mark on the base.
Right.
So there's a lot of happy people in there right now.
Good.
And we're continuing to patch, mow a little at some of the intersections that have grown up and overlays, still fixing washouts from our spring floods and Hurricane Beryl. That's about all I got on administrative report.
We still picking up down trees.
Yes, sir, daily. We'll be picking up trees for a while.
The reclaimer, the one, they bought that new in 15, when it came in about March, April of 15, because the first year's effort I come in, they had bought it the year before, $700,000. So it's basically about 10 years old.
Yeah, they start going downhill.
What's the cost? We leased one for the summer road bill for the second crew. What's the cost to lease one?
Well, we need one full time, so the lease
That
paid.
big? That
Yeah.
big?
yeah, the lease payment would far outweigh us buying another one. I mean, you're talking about $14,000 a month to lease one.
It was still about $700,000-800,000 outlay, and you're talking about $80,000 a year if it lasts 10 years. So I'm just saying,
Well, it's something we gotta consider. I mean, it's getting to the end of its life. You know, they do start giving you trouble once you get past that 10-year mark for some reason. You know, and we use it daily, you know, even in the winter and fall months.
Definitely something we need to look at. Anything else on the administrative report? Any other questions?
No, sir, that's it.
All right, we'll move on to item number 1, this is consideration and approval of personnel changes for Harrison County Road and Bridge.
We've had no changes since our last court meeting.
Motion.
Still got 5 slots open, is that right?
Sir?
We got 5 slots open?
Yes, sir, we do.
Okay.
We had a motion by Commissioner Timmons, is there a second?
I'll second.
And a second by Commissioner Hatfield. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion passes 5-0. Number 2 is consideration and approval of the utility applications submitted to Harrison County Road and Bridge Department as follows. Marion Pipeline Company LLC on Smyrna Road, which is County Road 4604.
Yes, sir, this is gonna be 2 gas gathering pipelines and 1 water gathering pipeline. And it's been reviewed and inspected. It meets all of our qualifications outlined in our utilities application.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Timmons. Any questions or comments on this utility application? If not, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
y'all.
Next up is our Sheriff Department Administrative Report. Good morning, Sheriff Fletcher.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners, guests. We received, well, this monthly is actually not a full month. It's about 10 days shy because of the way the date fell, but we answered 1,878 calls for service, took 181 criminal reports, 41 were further investigated by the Criminal Investigation Division, 392 traffic contacts, 56 arrests, 71 civil processes served, 3 mental transports, and Transport Division covered 3,338 miles in their transporting duties. Our Fire Marshal's Office did 9 inspections, 12 illegal dumping cases, 5,670 cubic foot of litter was picked up, and responded to 3 structure fires, answered 2 complaints, 27 inspections, and 14 utility hookups. We took in 1 single family permit for,
That's 22 single-family permits.
it is, and the numbers are not right. They left something out, $7,000 something $92. Becky can probably clarify that, but I got a typo there. Our commercials, we did 3 for $1,680. Multifamily permit fees, 1 for $560, for a total money collected of $10,160. Again, that's about 10 days shy of a month, so. And I forgot my glasses, so I can't see real well this morning.
No trouble. Any questions for Sheriff Fletcher on his administrative report? If not, we'll move on to item number 1, which is consideration and action regarding the approval of amendment to the tobacco grant dated September 12, 2023 between Harrison County and Texas State College, and authorization for the county judge to execute said document.
As you, that's the same tobacco grant we do annually. Lieutenant Poindexter heads that up with several youngins, and they go around to each store, obviously, and make sure they're in compliance and not selling to minors, et cetera. They usually do a little over 100 stores a time, well over a weekend's period, so pretty active.
Yeah. You just have a group, one group that does all that, or you enlist a number of your?
Well, they take the buyers and usually Lieutenant Poindexter and one other, I think Perkins is still in on it as a reserve. He helps out, but they just spend Friday, Saturday, and Sunday going around and seeing what they can get.
All right. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Or second.
That was a motion by Commissioner Malden, second by Commissioner Hatfield. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes 5-0. Item number 2 is consideration and approval to allow investigator Kaylee Wallace to travel to Rogers, Arkansas to attend a bloodstain pattern analysis from November 3rd through November 8th, 2024.
That has to do with our crime scene division.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ebarb, second by Commissioner Malden. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes 5-0. Number 2 is consideration and approval of the 23-24 fire investigation case management software service agreement between Blaze Stack and Harrison County and the payment of the annual fee of $2,600. This is some software, I think, that your fire marshals.
That's correct.
Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Hatfield. Any questions, comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? And I think we'll see this back again shortly for a renewal. I think that's coming up.
That's correct.
Not too far. Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, sir.
All right, new business. Item number 1 is consideration and approval of the assignment of lease from James Prince to William Prince dated January 27, 2020. Just a little background on these next two, this one and the next one. These are both leases at the airport. If you own a hangar out there and you have a ground lease, you're fully capable of buying or selling a hangar out there, but you have to get court approval to assign it to from one person to the next. So this is a little cleanup that we needed to get done. This first lease, as I mentioned, was an assignment from James Prince to, it's actually his brother, William Prince, and it was sold. There's no problem or issue there. Court just needs to consider and accept that. Is there a motion to approve this item number 1?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Hatfield. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, our motion passes 5-0. Number 2 is similar. It's consideration and approval of the assignment of lease from William Prince to East Texas Properties LLC, that's owned by Bill Ledger, dated March 17, 2022. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Timmons, second by Commissioner Hatfield. Any questions, comments on this one? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, our motion passes 5-0. Number 3 is consideration and approval of the application for submission of the 2025 TCEQ ETCOG Solid Waste Disposal Grant. Sergeant Mays, good morning.
Good morning, how are y'all?
Good.
Yes, sir, this one is actually funded by TCEQ, but it'll be a pass-through through ETCOG, and it's for any type of solid waste disposal, such as roadside litter, tire disposal, anything that the fire marshal runs across as far as illegal dumping goes. It's broken up into about 4 different categories, so how much we can actually be awarded is going to depend on which ones we actually attack, but I think there's a cap of about $50,000 on it. Another reason that we were kind of interested in this is because of the situation at Mr. Swilley's place. We're hoping that maybe some of these funds could actually be utilized to help solve that problem and get that cleaned up. As y'all know, there's a guy that's coming in there with some new equipment that burns tires rather than shreds them. We're hoping that he'll come in, and if he's successful, can make that a permanent facility here in Harrison County. And things like this can give us the funds to take those tires that we pick up on the side of the road, plus all the other tire vendors here in town, feed him some business and keep him going and get this mess cleaned up.
Just one little correction if I can. It doesn't actually burn the tires. I don't want people to think we're burning
Yeah.
tires out there. It melts them down, separates the
yeah.
petroleum from
Correct.
the carbon black.
Yeah.
So that, that they can resell both of those items
Yes.
and have the steel left over.
Yeah, goes right back to asphalt. It's great, two great products.
Any questions for Sergeant Mays on this solid waste disposal grant? So you're looking at the tire issue, or are there other issues you have in mind, or that's your primary one?
That's just one. We have constant tire collection that we do every weekend, especially this time of year. Tires get hot and they blow out, and there's shredded tires everywhere you see. So we got a crew that goes by and picks those up, and right now they're just being stockpiled at it down the street. So we've got all those that we need to dispose of, plus we need to help Jamie all we can with just illegal dumping in general.
Very good. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Ebarb, second by Commissioner Timmons. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, our motion passes 5-0. Number 4 is consideration and approval of the application for submission for the 2024-2025 Sheriff's and DA's Office SB 22 grant.
Yes, sir, it's come that time again. If y'all remember last year, which was the first year of Senate Bill 2022, it was kind of staggered because it didn't actually start at our beginning of our budget year. It didn't actually start until January 1, but was retroactive back to the beginning. So this year is kind of going to get us on track. We'll start applying at the first of our budget year, and plus this is also the first year of the reporting. So we got two things to take care of on that end. But you should see those that application come back to you. The one for the sheriff's office should come to your desk, and the one for the DA's office should come to his desk.
Very good. So is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Ebarb, second by Commissioner Timmons. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, our motion passes 5-0. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Item number 5 is consideration and action to approve the order calling an election to be held in Harrison County, Texas, to authorize the creation of the Harrison County Assistance District and the imposition of a sales and use tax for the purpose of financing the operations of the district, making provision for the conduct of the election and resolving other matters incident and related to such election. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Timmons. Just a quick comment, this is the county assistance district that this election is calling for. Would raise funds from the unincorporated areas of the county through a sales tax. It would increase the current sales tax is 6 1/4. That whole 6 1/4 goes to the state. County gets 0. If this is approved, the county will receive that additional 2%, and I would ask the court to consider committing 100% of those funds to repairs of county roads. And so that's what this item is about, is calling for that election. We have a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments?
I'd like to see us at the next election, or the next court meeting in 2 weeks, for the Commissioners Court to pass a resolution that we spend 100% on road construction, and also have a paragraph in it that says that it's not with the intentions of cutting present funding for our road and bridge department. So they realize that we're not trying to exchange money from one to the other, and that we're committed to leave our road and bridge budget funded like it has been, and this additional money will be spent 100% on road work.
Excellent point. We'll get to work on that. Any other questions, comments? We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, our motion passes 5-0. Item number 6 is consideration and action of the approval by Judge Brad Moore and Judge Chad Sims of the appointment of Darla Haynes as purchasing agent for Harrison County effective August the 13th through September 30, 2026, and approval of the salary of $47,491.60 and approval of a bond in the amount of $5,000. Is there a motion to approve?
I'd like to make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Ebarb. Any questions or comments? We'd like to say congratulations, Ms. Haynes, and thank you. We look forward to working with you in that office now. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Item number 7 is consideration and approval of a permanent easement from FM 449 across lands belonging to Jason and Amy Wheat and Harrison County to the new TxDOT Iron Ore Hill Tower site, the grantors being Jason and Amy Wheat and Harrison County, and the grantee being TxDOT.
Yes, sir. These next three items altogether are all intertwined with one another. Going back literally a year and 2 weeks ago is when this all first started. It's part of our Tex Warren upgrade on our radio system. And when we first started investigating that, we found out that our tower out at 449 is so old that it's a little outdated. It's not going to support the new equipment that needs to be installed. Plus, they couldn't even find anybody that was willing to climb it anyway. So we were in search of a new tower. We've teamed up with, as you know, with TxDOT. They are actually going to build the tower and pay for all facilities within it. But in order to do that, they had to be in ownership of the property. All they asked for was a 60-foot by 60-foot tract, which we're going to give them out of the 5-acre tract that we have. And consequently, once we do that, we no longer have any interest in the 5 acres. So part of the horse trade deal was to offer that back to the Wheats in exchange for an easement from the highway across all that property to the new tower site. So that's what these 3 documents are all combined together to do.
Very good. So our first item here is regarding the permanent easement. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ebarb, second by Commissioner Malden. Any questions or comments on this easement? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion passes 5-0. Item number 8 is consideration and approval of a warranty deed from Harrison County, hang on, I lost my place, to TxDOT for a 60 by 60 foot tract of land to be used as a site for the new Iron Ore Hill radio tower project. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Timmons. Any questions or comments on this deed from the county to TxDOT for a 60 by 60 site? If not, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, our motion passes 5-0. Item number 9 is consideration and approval of a warranty deed from Harrison County to Jason and Amy Wheat for the remainder of the 5-acre tract of land, less the 60 by 60 tower site tract. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Hatfield, second by Commissioner Timmons. Any questions or comments? Go ahead.
I was just going to say that now, not only do we no longer have any interest in the remainder of the 5 acres, but this actually puts it back on the tax roll, so we'll be collecting a little tax off of that. But everybody in the horse trade was very happy about what they received out of the deal. As y'all are all aware, this project is huge, and it's a multi-legged octopus trying to get it all accomplished, but it's moving along very well. This is going to allow us to get the construction started on that tower.
Very good. I was just going to comment and say that I appreciate your efforts and your work to get this done, because I don't know, I really can't see how you pulled all this together, but it was amazing.
Well,
the way
hey,
it happened, so thank you.
all I can tell you is it's just been good Lord at work, because, I mean, he has appeared right at the exact moment he was needed, time after time after time. I mean, just like when Gordon Harkey showed up from TxDOT, we were going like, man, what are we gonna do? We're just absolutely no hope, and here comes TxDOT with an open checkbook. So I chalk that up to the good Lord helping us out with that.
We'll take it. Thank
Well,
you.
I've kept up with you on it, Sergeant, and I'll tell you what, there's been some pieces that fell in places just unbelievable that those good things could happen to us.
It has, it really has. It's just been unreal.
Thank you for your steadfast work on that.
While I'm here, I'd also like to step back just a minute and go back to our detention center grant, and I want to speak to everybody about that one. As y'all all know, that one has been a headache for about the past year and a half, almost 2 years. And so many people, Becky and her crew, Alan and his crew over to jail, everybody has had to step forward. It's been such a pain, because even though Texas Department of State Health Services was the pass-through agency, CDC was actually the one in control. And it seemed like every time we turn around, they either moved the goalpost or made up new rules, to the point of eventually of even taking their toys and going home. So it's left all of us in a lurch, kept us all on edge, but everybody has put in tremendous extra efforts to get this done. And I want to thank everybody for doing that. Becky took on a huge load in her department just getting the paperwork done, because it was astronomical. It has been. So I want to thank everybody that's had any kind of part in this one.
You bet. We appreciate it too. We don't underestimate the efforts, so I know it's big, so thank y'all. All right, we're back on our warranty deed from Harrison County to Jason and Amy Wheat for the remainder of that 5-acre tract, less the 60 by 60 tower site. We got a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, our motion passes 5-0. Next item, number 10, is consideration and approval of the economic development agreement between Harrison County and E-Tex Communication LLC for the construction and installation of a fiber optics network. You guys have had a chance to review the agreement between the county and E-Tex. This will be for expansion of their broadband fiber network in the northwest corner. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Ebarb, a second by Commissioner Malden. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, our motion passes 5-0. Item number 11 is consideration and approval of the payment of invoice number 6,0739906 for Unit 1 elevator for $24,469.89, and invoice number 6,000,600,739908 for Unit number 2 for $24,344.89, for a total of $48,814.78 for repairs for each elevator per the proposals from TK Elevators.
That's it. What I've done here,
Mr. Thomas, good morning.
I'm getting the elevators in the main courthouse, the doors getting all the doors reworked. All the moving parts on the doors, the sensors and all that. And the reason it's so expensive, you have inner doors on every floor of the elevator, and every one of them, they all have sensors and moving parts and all that. And 90% of the time, when our elevators go down, it's usually a door issue. And it's because the parts they're wore out. So
we've got invoices here for $48,000 total for door 1 or elevator 1, and another $48,000 for the second one.
Down payment.
24.
The 24,000.
Well, the total is $48,000 for elevator 1 and $48,000 for elevator 2. What you're asking for today is a half of that for
Correct.
the initial down payment. So that's why you're in here.
Yes.
Because this is in your budget. You don't need approval, except
Right.
you need this approval for early payment. So you're asking for us to pay these amounts, which amounts to half of each invoice up front.
That's
to get your
correct.
project going. I just wanted to be clear about what we're doing here.
Did we determine are they on the bid, on the,
They are. They're part of the buy board that we are part of. Yes, sir.
they're basically a single source anyway, aren't they?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there's a couple
Well,
of elevator folks.
There are, you have, the only other one I really know of is Otis. I don't know too much about them. I haven't really dealt with them too much.
But TKE is on our buy board, so
And
they're-
they are, and they're the ones, they have the service contract on their elevators. They know all about it, and they
how
work on
soon
it all
will
the
they be able
time.
to get started?
About 3 weeks out, after they get their money.
Very good. Is there a motion to approve item number 11 for the 2 elevator repairs?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Ebar, second by Commissioner Timmons. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 5-0. Brad, well, we have a place usually for an administrative report from you. You got any projects going on you'd like to talk to the court about?
Yes, sir, I do. Our roof repairs that we're having done by PMR
Yeah,
for all the hail damage, they started yesterday at the juvenile center.
great.
And they are more than halfway through already.
All right.
They brought a group in of about 30 people to start on that job, and they're really,
Are they gonna stay here and address all the roofs, or?
well, my understanding is yes. They'll come in and do one at a time.
Right.
You know, originally when this first started, the judge and I both thought we were getting a new roof on the annex jail, and we're not. I did have him to come out the other day and look at it, and he's coming up with a proposal for that, and I'll come back to court with that on the next budget, because, you know,
As he looked at it, he felt like there was enough damage on that jail annex roof that he thought it should be covered.
well,
And so
he thinks that he can go back and give a report back to the insurance company and get it covered.
that'll be fantastic.
Yeah,
If he can get
he's really worked
all
hard.
of it, or at least a portion of it, would be super.
Yes.
I thought those metal roofs, that they pretty much, it considered all damage unless it was blown off cosmetic.
Well,
It's more than
yeah,
that.
it's got to be a certain amount of damage. You know, I think the only metal roof that we got to replace is actually my shop. You know, and I didn't realize it was damaged that bad, so.
We need somebody from TAC with some influence here that can help us.
There we go.
When they come back, be sure and take them over at the Gold Hall. We got to have some help. They can show that roof on fire.
Brad, I got a text from you this weekend that you showed me the work with the floor that y'all had replaced on the 3rd floor.
Yeah, yes, sir.
It looks even better in person. I went up there yesterday and looked at it. I had no idea that hall was that long. I don't know.
140 feet.
Yeah, but y'all did a good job, and thank you and your
Well, I
crew
got
again.
Steve Holloway's guys come in, he had 2 guys that, you know, we got the carpet up for them, and we helped them get the glue up and all that. They come in and laid it, and they really done a great job.
It looks good.
So,
Thank you, sir.
well, you're very welcome.
All the remodeling and repairing you've been doing over there has
Well,
been great.
I appreciate it. You know, we've got some work going on at the egg farm right now, trying to get a jump on it before the new budget comes in. When we start doing some construction out there.
Super.
We've been doing some demo out there, and
Very good.
we're getting it taken care of.
Perfect.
Thank you much.
Thank you, sir.
I want to stay here for the next item,
All right.
unless we're taking a break.
Yeah, I think we probably will. It's 9:40. We'll take a little short recess and we'll come back at 15 minutes,
That'll work.
9:55.